I just want to establish that anything that I say at this moment is allegedly. It is not true. Don't trust me. This is going to be a schizo rant um, of conspiracy theory and just pure madness, primarily out of anger. Um, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, congratulations, because you don't have to worry about BlackRock taking everything that you love and just taking your favorite content creators behind the shed and going night night. So let's start off with saying a basic rundown is that some companies aren't the best. And, we have, for instance, I believe it was Chiquita Banana, right? I don't even have to say allegedly about this. They got sued for political like hit squads in some random South American country. I can't remember. But yeah, they got sued for that. Whoopsie, we committed war crimes. Oops, oopsie. I'll pay some money. I'll pay some money. Sorry, we won't kill any more people. But yeah, that background establishes the concept of the octopus, of a company which has its tendrils in everything. And while it is kind of hard for a banana company to do that, like Chiquita Banana, the main reason why they were able to do that is because they were the main export of the nation. So, there's just bananas going out. They make the most money in the nation. They start making the roads. They own the roads. They own the railroads. They own the internet. They own not the internet. They own like the cell service. They own everything. And that's like the concept of this octopus, right? Which has its tendrils in every bowl in the country. Um, so BlackRock. BlackRock and Vanguard, BlackRock and Vanguard investment firms, I don't like them. I feel like they are Banana Republic light. They they own like Kellogg's cereal. They own all the airlines. They own. This is like the concept of like Subway and Cinnabon are owned by the same company, and also I think Burger King. Also, Burger King is owned by that company, or it's something else. Point being, like that company owns like four different restaurants, right? But they just own restaurants. Really, they don't own anything aside from that. It's more of just branching out. The difference between branching out and being a multi maybe billions, maybe trillion. I can't remember. Um, a big company with plenty of subsidiaries worming their way into every company that I love and cherish, is that you're not like just essentially a restaurant company that just has a bunch of different kinds of restaurants, right? You are you are the octopus. You have become the investment empire which will pull out 40% of all stocks within the company if anyone dares challenge your rule. Um, if hypothetically some company named Covercore decided that that they wanted to go back to being a nice company and not a mean company, and have three of their largest idols quit because of company changes, and then everyone online is like, they're not a black company, guys. They're not. By that means and the concept of black companies in Japanese culture is like The companies that you'd expect in Japanese culture that are like, oh, you're working until you're dead. You want to quit? You can. The window's right there. Yeah, that's the company. And they're like, oh, but people aren't filing physical harassment complaints. Therefore, it's a good company. No, it's owned by BlackRock. It's not a good company. Just because people aren't like getting physically abused doesn't mean it's a good company. If the baseline for something that you like is that you're not being physically abused, I don't think that's like, I think you should have some higher moral standard, right? I do. So, like a company based around your popular idols and content creators, which rake in millions of views, you're essentially a production studio for actors, but you don't switch up your actors. You aren't making the movies essentially. You're just getting the actors together, giving them a platform. The problem is that when you throw all of your greatest actors onto just straight under the bus, you end out with a bunch of people who don't have the same value. And that's not to say that like other idols in covercore are bad, right? But like you 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 specifically estranged like your three largest fucking English employees, and you're like, why, what's happening? What? This is like MTV or whatever trying to make money, so they take in investors and they fire Michael Jackson. What do we? What's your plan? What's your plan? I get the idea that like now that the octopus has wormed its way in, it can't be expelled. So they just kind of have to go with it, right? Because BlackRock, I believe through subsidiaries, and this is allegedly, I can't remember the exact numbers, through subsidiaries and bank firms, BlackRock and Vanguard own about 40% of the public stock. Which or is maybe 40% ownership, not stock, but whatever. Point being, yeah, no, that's not good. Imagine 40% of your money disappearing out of nowhere because you dared stand against the octopus. You're not you're not ending out in a good situation. Um, so yeah, my hobby, my other hobby, other than my many other hobbies, is dying, and BlackRock is killing it allegedly, and I am allegedly upset at BlackRock. I hate you. I hate you. Stop acting like you care about society. Like whenever I look up BlackRock, it's, oh, we need to help the world and the climate. No. You're American Chiquita Banana. Stop. If you're gonna be evil, at least be openly evil. Be like cool bad guy villain, and then maybe I'd agree with you. Don't be like, oh, we just nice cool guys. Ignore us while we own all the infrastructure in America and all the banking and all the cereal and all the farming and all the no. No. You are the largest investment firm in the world, I'm pretty sure. Nobody cares or believes you in saying that you're good guys and that you just want to make the world a better place, and no one believes you. Maybe people who work for you that have deluded themselves into believing that you're good guys. But no, no, just get out of my hobbies, please. And I know this is like some random guy in Maryland, right? Telling multi-million-dollar colonizer, go home, please. Me no want you. Me no want, me no want you, sir. Me no want you. Go home, East India Company, and like nothing happens, right? But my main complaint is not necessarily BlackRock. I gotta be honest, because like BlackRock's just making money. They're just, expanding their empire, right? I can't be like, oh, I wouldn't do that, because in their situation, I probably would. I'd probably be uh, greedy enough to become a new BlackRock if I had the ability to. But my point is that there are a lot of people online that are like BlackRock apologists, especially some of the cover core idols that are sort of like, I wouldn't immediately assume they're like Pinkerton Hallman thugs that shot down Sid like a dog. Which side are you on, boy? But like, I do not like the dogma which is being spread. I do not like the cover core isn't a black company, so therefore they can do nothing wrong. BlackRock isn't a black company, so they can't do anything wrong. I don't think we'd call Chiquita Banana a black company, but they hired political hit squads in like Guatemala or something. They went to court about this. This is an open thing. But you don't stop. Just stop. Okay? Them like not physically abusing their employees does not cut out like any form of like uh criticism and like, oh, but the people who are leaving the job are just retiring because of company decisions. It's just a transitional phase. They're gonna be better in the end. And you like actually watch their content, and they are complaining about how like industrialized it's become. But no, it's just fucking, yeah. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Just a quick statement. If you find me in a ditch, it was BlackRock or Vanguard. Go for BlackRock, even if it was Vanguard, because we need to kill the largest octopus figuratively, before we kill the smaller one figuratively. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I can swim. I can swim. If I drowned, it was BlackRock. If I drowned, it was BlackRock. Allegedly, allegedly.